Okay, so and since you've been meditating for a few years now, um, would you like to tell me if you've noticed any changes in your consumption behaviors, and if that has affected maybe your self-concept and your perception of your own identity, both in your private sphere, perception of the self, but also when you're relating to other people?
Sure. Well, my relationship with almost all aspects of life um, changed for what feels like a better place. Um, so when you meditate, you don't hold on and feed the concept you have of yourself. You don't strengthen it. You let go of it. You let it do its thing, but you don't um, perpetuate it. You don't do that. So you don't feel so much the desire to buy things as an extension of yourself. You still need things to do stuff, but you don't feel the same urge to have this for what you see. What it does is it makes you see the pointlessness. It makes you see these things from a slightly different perspective. A realization sometimes comes for some people, though it did with me anyway, that um, these things as an extension of myself is quite silly to give that importance. It doesn't really mean anything. Um, I don't really, well, yeah, I don't really buy as much stuff. Well, actually, I do, I suppose. I do still buy stuff, but
It's
different
not
stuff.
about the probably the quantity, but about your relationship with the act of buying, perhaps.
Okay, it's not compulsive. It's not as compulsive. You can observe your compulsive thoughts from a different perspective and not go under their spell, not be guided by them. So, like this is why I think it's great for addiction too. Like, if a thought comes up about eating or clothes or whatever, many people engage with these thoughts. Before they know it, they're buying. They've engaged with it so much that they're buying a dress or a cake or something like that. When you practice meditation a lot, you bring your awareness to these things and you don't let them uh, carry out these things. You can choose. It gives you the choice of interacting with it or not. And for me, what I aspects that I don't like about my compulsive thinking, I will choose not to. I can kind of laugh at it, like when I see it come in, instead of going along with it, going on this massive trip of whatever that thought wants to take you on. I can look at it with a smile and let it go, like see ya, bye bye thought, and then maybe interact with a different one, like something that I think is more important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't, my relationship with anything compulsive that I don't like, I can control a lot better now, and I think other people can. I know other people can too. I think one of the best things about meditation is the development of compassion. Um, the whole process of mindfulness is a compassionate act. You're taking out some time of the day for you. I think this is really important for human beings. We forget this a lot, to have some time for you. And when you notice your mind wandering, which it does, that's what the mind does, the process that you typically do is to notice that your mind wandering. And a lot of people, the tendency that we have as a race at the moment is to be like, oh no, my mind isn't where I want it to be, and get really frustrated about it and sometimes beat themselves up, being like, oh stupid, like I'm not supposed to be doing this. And that adds more tension in the mind. It creates a lot more tension, and it's not good. But the process of meditating is trying to cultivate some compassion towards yourself, realizing that that's what the mind does, and realizing the pointlessness of beating yourself up about it, and actually congratulating yourself, telling yourself, oh, that's okay that my mind wanders. It's actually a good thing that I've become aware of that because I can now bring my awareness back. And if you keep practicing with this different attitude, magic happens. Your meditation is going to go really great. Cultivating that sense of compassion is really a key, a fundamental thing, and that's a really good thing. It teaches self-care. It teaches you to. I think we should all talk to ourselves in that kind of way, and you can keep your thoughts in check, and then that also then extends to other people. So you, by developing this compassion towards yourself, you can understand how other people's minds work as well by looking at your own, and you empathize with them more. You can understand how they got to that place because your mind does it too, and so you have a much greater sense of compassion for other people's behaviours, which I definitely think